State your name.
Scott Olwine.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
My address is 955 East Rock Road, Allentown.
Okay, are you familiar with the litigation involving Mr. Turk and PPL?
Familiar to the point where I know about it.
Okay, what exactly is it that you know about it?
I know that there's a simple litigation and it's over a disputed use of the road that I created back some 20 years ago.
Okay, can you explain how it is that you created that road 20 years ago?
Yes, I was landlocked with a 12-acre piece of property that I owned, and I needed to purchase a 20 by 20 section from a Beatrice Tedimer, which I finally call the triangle. And when I purchased this triangle...
Can you, excuse me for interrupting, can you show me on exhibit number 3 exactly where this property, this triangle property is located?
Yes, let me put my glasses on. The triangle is number, it looks like 307, or is that 207?
Okay.
It's right off of 929, and it's at the tip of 929. I believe it's 207.
Okay. And why did you purchase that property from her?
I purchased it because the 12 acres that I owned, that I purchased prior, was landlocked, and there was a dispute over me actually having legal access to my 12 acres by a 20 by 20 strip of land. So I tried to negotiate with her for an easement, and she refused to give it to me. So I offered to just purchase the tip of her property, which gave me the legal access to my 12 acres.
Now, was there a strip of land that you were using to access your property before you made this purchase of this triangle? A 1 foot wide strip that you cut through the woods?
Yes, yes and no. Yes, I was actually crossing her property, which was not legal to do and was not sound. But yes, there was also another strip over there that we had cut in as well, because she was getting rather nasty about it, and she basically said that she didn't want any more people back there, was her big thing. And I said, well, I have 2 properties here that I own, and I'm going to be back there. So we wound up, I wound up purchasing her triangle from her as the end result.
Okay. And what happened after you purchased the triangle from her?
I gave myself easement. I had everything surveyed. We joined the 2 properties together, and the 12 acres was legally ingress and egress.
Where did the ingress and egress that went to your property, to your 12-acre property, and where did it empty out? What public road did it empty out on? What public road was it that your access easement ended on, that you used to get to your property?
Well, we went off from East Rock Road.
Okay, and you went north, correct?
We went, yes, north.
Okay, north to the triangle.
Right.
Correct? And then
Correct.
through the triangle to your property.
That's right.
Okay, so you had an easement created, correct?
Yes, I did.
Did you have it paved?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it was a gravel easement, correct?
Yes, it was.
Are you aware of any easement that PPL had over this property?
Absolutely
for any
not.
reason?
Absolutely not. I am not aware of anything.
Okay. You saw nothing and how long did you own this property?
I've owned it for probably about 35 years, and I can say with absolute conviction that there was no PP&L trucks that ever, not even one time, came up there and used this road, this easement that I had created. They always came up from Emmaus Avenue 100% of the time.
Okay. They came up from Emmaus Avenue, which would have been north of the property of the 12 acres that you owned, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So they had no way and know-how of accessing their easement through your easement, correct?
No, there wasn't even a road there at the time to get to the power lines. There was no road there yet.
Now, did there come a time when you decided to do something with the property that you owned?
The 12 acres, yes.
What did you do?
I put the road in physically, which was at the time a walking path 1 foot wide that went along the edge of the 12 acres for a portion, and I put the road physically in along the 12 acres, and I issued in the 12-acre deed to Two-Way Tower that I maintain full control of this road that I had originated, and I put the easement in, which led back to the current 5 acres that I own now, which is addressed 955 East Rock Road.
Okay. And did you subsequently convey any property that after putting in this road, and your property that was at one time landlocked was no longer landlocked? Did you subdivide your property and convey it to other people?
No, I actually owned another property, and
Okay.
again, I needed that triangle to legally have access to it. I was basically illegally crossing, which I didn't know at the time, 20 feet of this lady's property to get to mine. And
Okay.
after the years went by, and I realized this, I had to get that unlandlocked as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So then, after you made that purchase, how is it that you came to sell land to Justin Turk
I sold it to Jeff Trainer.
or to Jeff Trainer? Okay.
Yes, that's right. And Jeff Trainer sold it to Justin Turk. And I was
Okay.
the one that told Justin about it, and he was always my best friend.
Okay. And are you aware of any improvements that Mr. Turk has made to this land?
Yes, the road did not get macadamed by Mr. Turk. It got macadamed by Mr. McAuliffe and his crew, who were calibrating their machinery and came up, and they used our road to calibrate it, but I was away at the time. And I found this out just recently, how it all came together. Yes, Justin Turk, after the road was macadamed using their grounded up highway macadam material that they use, had beautifully put tar and white stones on it. And when I first came back, which was about 3 months ago from today, from Puerto Rico to here, and I saw it, my first comment was, wow, I never saw such a beautiful road ever in the history of me owning these properties as it was. It was totally perfect and totally flat and totally smooth when I came here, even 3 months ago.
Okay. Now, is it totally flat and totally smooth now?
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
Well, because of the very, very heavy machinery that was going on in the past 3 months, where PPL totally ripped out all their old wooden poles, their 60-foot high wooden poles, and they replaced everything, a multi-billion-dollar project, with all tall 100-foot cement poles. And consequently, they had big trucks in and out, filled with stone, very much tonnage of stone, and tractors and so forth, in and out, and it has taken the road structure to the point of not anywhere near what it was. It's definitely very far from being smooth, not to mention all the tar and the white stones are scattered to the sides. There's only but a few there now.
Are they still in there as we speak?
Well, I signed a agreement with them when I was in Puerto Rico to allow them to use a portion of my property in their widening process. Part of this multi-billion-dollar project they were doing was to take the power line, which was X amount of feet wide, and turn it into 100 feet wide. So they consequently had to use trees along the lines from Justin's track and my track and other people's track.
Okay. And have you seen them there today?
Yes, I have seen them there even today. They came up with 2 big trucks with 4-wheel drive vehicles on them, and they were racing up and down the power lines all day. But again, to my surprise, today being October 12th, 2017, and they're still using my road, so I'm presuming that they presume they have commandeered my road now as a permanent thing, even though I was under the impression and I was told by PPL that they would be done in September with refinishing the power line, and all that they were going to use the road for, which I gave them permission to do, was to refinish the power line, which they have done. It's completely done, and as of the end of September it was done, but they're obviously still using it.
Okay, thank you.